Hello, Judith here. I was going to talk today about social phobia. And that is a particular phobia which, as the name suggests, is to do with being social, being out with a group of people, enjoying yourself. Now, on Monday, we're going to hear exactly what we're going to be able to do for the next month. And then if we are still sticking to the roadmap, a month later, mixing will be totally free, as far as I remember. There is dispute now about masks and social distancing and things like that, although I heard on the news one minister talking about being intimate with other people, which I thought was an interesting term of phrase. I think what he meant was hugging. Anyway, back to social phobia. Social phobia, as I say, is a fear of mixing with people, being out and about. It can be, at one end, just something you don't look forward to, you feel uncomfortable about, that thing you have to go to where maybe it's your partner's friends or work colleagues, or going to a wedding when you don't know many people. Maybe going into a crowded pub or restaurant, even if you're not having to talk to anybody other than the people you went in with. So that's at one end, and at the other end, it can be extreme. It can be, basically, there's a very, very small group of people that I want to mix with. Maybe the people I live with, maybe very close relatives or friends. Now, guess what? For the latter group, what's been going on over the last 15 months has been delightful, because the government has been telling them they must do what they want to do. And those people certainly are going to struggle as restrictions are lifted even further. The ones who find it difficult, I think, are going to struggle even more because they haven't had to do it. So the anxiety about doing it has probably built up. And I suspect that some of us who've never felt that way may actually be a bit more apprehensive about mixing with people. Now, for some, it'll be a straight health anxiety, particularly if you're not yet vaccinated or you've only had one vaccination. Then, that's a real fear that you mixing with people may cause you to be ill. But the social phobia I'm talking about is about feeling that you're being judged. When we suffer from social phobia, then we feel that everybody is looking at us, everybody is listening to us, and they are in their heads, or maybe even to the person next to them, saying, "My goodness gracious me, she looks a sight, doesn't she? What nonsense is he talking? He doesn't know what he's going on about." So it's basically a fear that other people are watching us, listening to us, focusing on us, and judging us and finding us wanting. And that's not a comfortable place to be, is it? None of us want to be there. Now, I said we because I think most of us will have suffered it on an occasion in certain circumstances. I was not terribly comfortable going into a group of people where I didn't know anybody. I am much, much better now, but I didn't used to be. And I can remember I was going with a work colleague to somebody's leaving do, one of those things you have to go to, but you don't really want to. And she suddenly wasn't able to come. And I said, "I'm not going if you're not going." And she said, "What?" And I said, "Well, I hate those things. I don't like, going in on my own and having to find somebody to talk to and having to find something to say." And she said, "What's the matter with you? You'll stand up in front of 100 people and talk, but you can't walk into a room where you don't know anybody." And I said, "Yeah, I will stand up in front of 100 people and talk, but not so comfortable going into a room." where I don't know anybody. And she was absolutely the reverse. She could happily walk into a room where she didn't know anybody and just, you know, one of those people who just smoothly glides into a room and gets into the flow and gets into a conversation. But she couldn't stand up in front of 5 people and talk. So we are all different. As I say, I have now learned in various ways to be much more comfortable in that kind of situation. So we probably all recognise it. For some of us, it will be a really significant effect on our lives. And I think the fear can be building that, you know, okay, maybe for another month I can avoid it, but then the pressure will be on for me to start getting out there and mixing. Now, like other phobias, it's horrible to have. It can make you feel really down on yourself. It can make you beat yourself up because you think this is simple. Everybody does this. I should be able to do it. And you try to do it and either get there and hate it or say no at the last minute. So it's a horrible, horrible thing to have. But in terms of me as a therapist, and particularly as a hypnotherapist, it's one of the more straightforward things to deal with. And I have helped people in the past very successfully with social phobia. And I'm looking forward to helping anybody over the next few months who needs it. So if that's you, get in touch with me. You know, direct message me or get in touch in some other way. The first step is always just to chat on the phone, so you can tell me what's going on with you and I can tell you how I work to help with the phobia, and then it's entirely up to you with what you want to do. I am looking at bringing out some more programs for phobias, so keep your eye out for that. But have a chat with me and I can let you know what I can do now and what I will be able to do very, very soon. Okay, up until we meet some other way, or you get in touch with me, then I'm going to sign off for now and say goodbye. And as always, I'm going to say, stay safe, stay well, take care of yourselves. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.